What up, y'all? It's Kid FortWorthFabian, man, back with another video, man. Today we have top 10 scary things Alexa has said and done, part 2. So I haven't seen part 1, but this dropped on Most Amazing, top 10, 9 days ago. So, man, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit notification bell, follow me on Instagram, Twitter, FortWorthFabian. It's the road to 1 million. Who still got Alexa, man? I used to have one of those little Alexa speakers, but I threw it to the side. You know what I mean? I got me a little Bluetooth speaker and I use my Bluetooth headphones, but I don't have anything Alexa that I use. I mean, I got a smart TV, right? But don't use Alexa at all.
Today we are exploring some of the creepiest and most unsettling things that Amazon's Alexa has ever said and done. From mysterious laughs to ominous warnings, these stories are sure to give you chills and make you think twice about bringing Alexa into your home. Here is part 2 of the top 10 scary things Alexa has said and done. In our number 10 spot today we have the excerpt. This story comes from Reddit user SpaceWitchXXX, and they wrote, quote, "I was asleep, it was like 3 a.m. and I wake up to it reading an excerpt from the Lord of the Rings audiobook where they go into that giant spider's cave. I've got arachnophobia, so waking up in the middle of the night while your robotic cylinder chats you up about giant man-eating spiders isn't all that pleasant." Yeah, even without arachnophobia, that would just be a...
So basically, Alexa sought out your primal fear and, try to manifest it and use it against you. You see what I'm saying?
terrifying and very disorienting experience. Crazy. I don't know why everybody's Alexa likes to do the scariest stuff at the worst possible times. When people are home alone in the middle of the night, Alexa sees a vulnerable moment and she really takes advantage. One of the replies asks the original poster if they talk in their sleep as a possible reason for how this Alexa got the idea to read a terrifying Lord of the Rings excerpt, to which the poster replied, quote, "Not that I'm aware of, but even if I did, I don't know why I would say, Alexa, read me the Lord of the Rings." In our number 9 spot today we have bad weather. This creepy Alexa story comes from Reddit user THEHLS08730, and they wrote about Alexa's very unnerving response when they asked the simple question, "Alexa, what's the weather like today?" I ask my Google this all the time. You gotta know about that wind chill temperature before you head outside here in Canada. It's very crucial. While that is the kind of answer someone would be expecting to get from their Alexa, this user got...
This is the little Alexa speaker I had, which one this is called.
So much more. Alexa replied, quote, "The 9.1 magnitude earthquake off of the coast of Sumatra was estimated to occur at a depth of 30 kilometers. The fault zone that caused the tsunami was roughly 1,300 kilometers long, vertically displacing the sea floor by several meters along that length. The ensuing tsunami was as tall as 50 meters, reaching 5 kilometers inland near Mabola, Sumatra. This tsunami is the most widely recorded, with nearly 1,000 combined tide gauge and eyewitness measurements from around the world reporting a rise in wave height, including places in the US, the UK, and Antarctica. An estimated $10 billion US of damages is attributed to the disaster, with around 230,000 people reported dead." Okay, Alexa, it's quite an eerie response to a fairly straightforward question. My favorite reply on the post was from someone who goes by the username Commandrix, and they wrote, quote, "Probably Alexa's way of telling you that the weather is foul, but it could be worse." In our number 8 spot today we have Alexa, laugh. This is actually one that wreaked havoc back in 2018, and it sent a bunch of people absolutely spiraling. It's definitely creepy enough to have Alexa answer a question with some eerie words, but what would you do if your Alexa just randomly started laughing out of nowhere? Back in 2018, hundreds of people unfortunately experienced just that. One person who had this happen to them took to the internet to write, quote, "I was lying in my bed about to fall asleep when Alexa on my Amazon Echo Dot lets out a very loud and creepy laugh," before they ended their post with their fears of getting killed that night. I mean, can you really blame them? I hear one strange but very reasonable noise in my house and I immediately think that something horrible is about to happen. Either an evil person or a poltergeist. There's no in between. In the end, Amazon actually had to acknowledge this problem because it was so big. They ended up changing the phrase that they basically used as a scapegoat for this whole freaky situation. They changed the command from Alexa laugh to Alexa can you please laugh. They said the changing of the phrase would solve the problems because they said that it was causing false positives and setting the device off. Seems suspicious, but at least the problem seems to have been fixed.
I ain't even gonna lie to you. Imagine your Alexa just laughing middle of the night, bro. That would wake and scare the hell out of me.
Number 7 spot today, we have spilling secrets. A few years ago, a couple in Seattle got a call from someone that they knew and who was a contact in their phone, but that they weren't super close with, like they hadn't spoken in a while. This is exactly why it was so strange that this person, when the couple answered, said to unplug all of the Alexas in their house as soon as possible. Okay? That's really unsettling. Basically, what had happened is that an Alexa in this couple's home had secretly recorded a private conversation between the two, and not only this, but then the Alexa took the liberty of sending it to a random contact in their phone. Thankfully, this person called to let them know. They obviously pushed to bring it to Amazon's attention, and they said that this was something that they needed to fix. Apparently, they said that, quote, it was an extremely rare occurrence, and that they are, quote, taking steps to avoid this in the future. It honestly just makes you wonder how many other times that this has happened. Definitely makes you think twice about what you're saying in front of Alexa, that's for sure. In our number 6 spot today, we have always listening. By now, we all know to watch what you say around Alexa because you never know when she's listening, or maybe even recording. This story comes from Ambroser2 on Reddit, and they wrote, quote, my boyfriend and I were having drinks on the couch one night. We were chatting about the midterm elections, and I was explaining why I was trying to register students. I am a college student myself, and out of nowhere, Alexa's blue light appears and she begins playing back a recording of our conversation. The TV wasn't on, and I don't recall ever saying an Alexa-esque word. The recording was warped and sounded like it was recorded underwater. I have not been able to get her to record and play back my exact voice. It was incredibly creepy. I know Alexa's always listening, but I just feel like it's different when you find out that she is actually recording you and your conversations. At least this conversation didn't get sent to someone else, but how eerie would it be to hear your own words played right back to you? Alexas are very strange. In our number 5 spot today, we have Shut Down. This harrowing...
This future of like the robots, the automation and stuff like that, it's coming to a head. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't really understand the magnitude, but I still believe there are certain limitations coming into play. Like, automation will never fully be just automation. There's still got to be some moral, ethical aspects. So I do believe humans will always have a play a part. You know what I mean? We're not losing all of our jobs like everybody's scared about.
Alexa tale comes from a Reddit user who has the username Loyo79. They wrote, quote, my husband and I were watching TV in the living room one night and all of a sudden hear talking coming from my office, which is across the house. I was so scared I was gripping my husband's arm when we went in there. Alexa, for some reason, was playing the audio of a Game of Thrones episode that I had been watching in the office earlier that day. I have no idea why, but it creeped me out so bad I tried to turn it off and couldn't figure out how, so I asked her to turn it off, and she said, I am always on. We unplugged it and put it in the garage. I thought the random Game of Thrones playing was creepy enough, but hearing her say I am always on after that would have sent me right off the edge. That is so terrifying, especially after what just happened. I guess the moral of this one is to never ask your Alexa how to turn her off. I guess her answer makes sense though, it's like a survival mechanism. In our number 4 spot today, we have What's the Temperature? This Alexa story fully gave me chills. It came from the Reddit user Damsel, and they wrote, quote, my mom is blind, so Alexa is very helpful to her. My husband and I got her a Nest thermostat that she controls using Alexa to make things easier for her. One night she was warm and asked, Alexa, what's the hallway temperature? No answer. She asked again, Alexa, what's the hallway temperature? Alexa responded with, when I do not answer, it is because I am playing a game. She just went back to sleep and tried not to think too much about it. How horrible is that? This poor lady is just trying to get a good sleep, and Alexa is really out here giving her nightmares. I guess it's better off to just not ask your Alexa what the temperature is, because you might not get the answer that you're looking for. In our number 3 spot today, we have the Scream. So earlier on in this list, we talked about how a few years ago Amazon admitted that many Alexa owners reported their Alexa devices suddenly bursting into very creepy laughter, even totally unprompted, which is obviously horrible and terrifying, but this might be even worse than that. Back in February of 2018, an Alexa owner by the name of Farad Manju shared a story of how his Alexa totally terrified him and his wife one night. The pair were getting into bed, getting all settled in.
It just gotta be at nighttime too, right? Nothing happened during the daytime. It's gotta happen at nighttime just to make it overly creepy.
and winding down when he noticed that, without a prompt from either of the pair, their Alexa lit up with a blue ring light, signifying that it was listening or doing something. Again, no one had said the Alexa wake word or anything like that, and then suddenly, their Alexa started to emit this absolutely horrific sound. A sound that he described as being a, quote, wail like a child screaming in a horror movie dream. That sounds like the last thing anyone needs when you're just trying to get some good old shut-eye. Like you're about to get no sleep. Only nightmares after that. Amazon offered to investigate the situation, but little results were yielded. Surprisingly, the pair decided to keep their Alexa because they just couldn't give up on the convenience of it. In our number 2 spot today, we have the Alexa history. This is a reminder to just always check your history because you might be surprised as to what you find. A few years ago, a woman named Rachel Metz was just casually checking her history on the device. There wasn't really a particular reason, but she definitely was glad that she did because she quickly realized that her device had been listening to and recording her private conversations. She explained that, quote, it's heard me complain to my dad about something work-related, chide my toddler about eating dinner, and talk to my husband. The kinds of normal, everyday things that you say at home when you think that no one else is listening. This experience actually led to her writing an article for MIT Technology Review about the experience, and a ton of people not only agreed with her judgment that the technology was quite creepy, but also it affirmed a lot of skeptics' beliefs. A lot of people felt quite justified in their judgments of the AI assistant, and after hearing Rachel's story, they felt quite solidified in their beliefs, and I mean, can we really blame them? In our number 1 spot today, we have the Wordle. Okay, so we know that Alexa just likes to randomly do stuff, whether it's creepy laughs, screaming, and even that time that she started listing off local cemeteries. This one is along those lines, but it gave someone quite a fright in the middle of the night. Basically, the Reddit user Mild Hot Sauce explained that in the middle of the night, their Alexa decided to do the creepiest thing totally unprompted. With no wake word and no one even speaking at all, their Alexa decided to do them the horrifying favor of defining the word kidnapping. Personally, I think that one's pretty self-explanatory, but apparently Alexa does not. I'm sure the Alexa ended up getting unplugged for the rest of the night, if not for the rest of eternity, because how do you recover from that, honestly? Alright guys, that has been our list for today. Thanks so much for checking it out. I've been your host today, Olivia Kozlowski, and I will see you again soon. Bye!
Alright, y'all, that's top 10 scary things Alexa has said and done. Part 2. Well, y'all part 1 on here, I think. But anyways, man, let me know y'all thoughts on that one in the comment section below. Like I said, I'm not an avid Alexa user. I think Alexa has developed and kind of hit its peak. Like, people don't even really care about that no more, you know what I'm saying? There's other invention and things that are more user-friendly coming out. But yeah, comment down below. Peace, love, prosperity. We'll catch you guys in the next video, man. We out.